Hey party people, I'm in my car today for a special field trip. We are going to be trying vegan and vegetarian fast food burgers at local fast food shops that serve the vegan or vegetarian burgers. And I'm answering, do they taste good? Are they actually healthier for you? And should you buy one the next time you're going through a drive-thru? Well, let's buckle up and find out together. Hey y'all, I am so excited for today's video. Thank you so much for coming back. And if we haven't met before, my name is Nicole. I'm a registered dietitian as well as a fitness instructor, and I've been in this nutrition fitness world for over 10 years. And my mission is to bring nutrition research and just wanting to live a healthy and happy life together so that you can make better choices every day. Today's video is all about these vegan and vegetarian burgers and really to determine if these vegan or vegetarian options are healthier for you. Let's discuss the hamburger itself. And I'm going to be pretty frank with y'all. There's two things that kind of skeeze me out with eating red meat. And one is how they're raised, how they're farmed. The amount of cows in one farm to produce all the meat in hamburgers is kind of sketchy to me. Can you imagine how many McDonald's there are in your city? How many people are going to those McDonald's? How many hamburgers they must sell, which means how many cows they must need. And it's important to know that cows produce an even higher environmental harm than poultry, fish, and of course, your plants because of the amount of land that cows need. And health-wise, there has been so many research since when I was in college to ongoing now that shows many links to eating red meat to other health risks. And these health risks could be anything from high blood pressure, high cholesterol, metabolic syndrome, certain cancers like colorectal cancers, as well as even end-stage renal disease. There was a recent study that showed a correlation between increased meat consumption and an increased risk of end-stage renal disease. And that same study swapped out red meat for poultry, fish, and plant-based, and they saw that risk go down. So you might not even need the vegan option, maybe just swap for chicken or fish. And I always tell all of my clients when they're choosing proteins, the less legs, the better, generally speaking. So cows and pigs have 4 legs, chicken and turkey have 2 legs, fish have 0 legs, and they tend to be the best protein to choose as far as saturated fat content. And what I'm always about is decreasing your saturated fat and increasing your fiber. So today we're gonna see if the vegan option is the better bet, because what research also shows with this is that swapping saturated fat, which is the fat found in animal proteins, for unsaturated fat, which is the fat found in many plant-based proteins, when you swap it out, you have more unsaturated fat than saturated fat. You actually decrease your risk of many cancers, of many health risks that I previously discussed with eating red meat. And I would be a bad dietitian if I didn't tell you the other side of research, the good or the benefits of red meat. And it is a great source of iron as well as a great source of protein because our body more efficiently and effectively absorb protein from animals than they do of plants. And it is difficult as scientists, as researchers, to determine what in red meat is causing these health concerns in humans. It could be the saturated fat, or it could be something else entirely. So I'm not saying take away red meat completely, but I am saying it might be more of a moderate food, or just saying to change up your proteins every now and then and not just relying on red meat for your protein intake. Cool? First place, Burger King. And you know what? It was the closest place to me, so we're gonna give it a shot. Impossible Whopper. And I don't know if you heard, but they're having a buy one, get one for $1. Pretty sweet. And first off, this thing looks huge. Huge. That's what it looks like. So you know what I should have done? I should have said no mayonnaise, extra pickles, but we're doing it the OG way. So much mayonnaise, which whatever. I will say my biggest bone to pick with these hamburgers is that it's on a white bread. I would love a wheat bread. We got lettuce, tomato, onion, ketchup, mayonnaise, which, right? Honestly, pretty tasty first bite around. The pickle tastes good. All right, let me try some of the meat. just the meat. That tastes just like a burger. That tastes just like meat. A little bit drier than regular meat, but that is a pretty darn close to ground beef. All right, 1 out of 10, I'm gonna give this a 7. Pretty good burger. I wish there was a little bit more meat. Don't hate it. Also wish I didn't have mayonnaise. So that wasn't the meat's fault. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Okay, so right now I'm in front of Hardee's and I am stoked. 1, because I've never been here. 2, because Hardee's is actually using Beyond Beef rather than Impossible Beef that Burger King just used. So I'm excited to see if it tastes any different, if it feels any different, meaning the texture, and if it looks any different than what we just had at Burger King. I'm gonna put right here the differences between Beyond Beef and Impossible Beef. The biggest difference you're gonna see is the ingredient or the protein source that each plant meat uses. And you're gonna see that Impossible Beef uses something called heme as well as soy and potato protein, but Beyond Beef is using more of a pea protein. Now, the heme that you see all the time and what Impossible burgers are known for is it's that red texture. Heme is just a molecule that transports iron in plants as well as animals, and it's giving that red texture as well as the meaty texture and the slightly some of the taste. Beyond Beef is using a pea protein, so pea protein is pretty well absorbed in our body. And then the other differences you're gonna see is very minuscule. Like Beyond Beef has a tiny bit more calories, a tiny bit more sodium, and a tiny bit more protein. Whereas the Impossible Burger is a little bit less. Another thing I do want y'all to note that, oh my God, words are so hard. Another thing I want you to notice is the saturated fat. It is still pretty darn high. Yes, most of the saturated fat comes from coconut oil, and there still is a ton of research if coconut oil is actually even really that good for you. It's a moderate food, it's saturated fat. Your body really doesn't know where the saturated fat's coming from. So regardless, both the Whopper and the Beyond Beef have a high saturated fat content. I really wish that there was a plant beef that used an unsaturated fat so that it would be just better for your heart overall. But granted, let's see if it tastes any different. Hi, do you have the Beyond Beef burger here?
The Beyond what?
The Beyond Beef, the vegetarian burger, or not anymore? No. Okay, thank you so much. But they didn't have the Beyond Beef burger there. Thought Hardee's was gonna be a real winner. Then I remembered that Subway supposedly has Beyond Meat meatballs. So I went to Subway, well, wouldn't you know it, Subway does not have the Beyond Meat meatballs, so I struck out again. Granted, I could have probably had the tuna fish from Subway and that still would have been a vegetarian. Regardless, I went to Subway, they didn't have the meatballs, but they still had the veggie patty, so I'm gonna give it a whirl. Now the veggie patty, from what I could find, I'll put the calories and etc. up there. What I could see is it's made out of soy, corn, some wheat, and different veggies. The last time I had this was like years ago as a child when I was vegetarian for those 5 years in college. But I don't remember fondly liking it. But here's the little guy. I put a bunch of vegetables on it. I put mozzarella cheese on here, which is delightful. So let's try it and whirl. No. Nope, nope, nope. It just tastes like bland. The only thing I can taste is my chipotle. Okay, try a little bit of this guy. I see some veggies. It tastes like nothing. I will say I love that Subway has whole wheat bread, unlike the other fast food joints that just have white bread. But if you're gonna go to Subway, grab the chicken or just the veggie delight. Don't waste your money on the veggie patty. But if they have the Beyond Meat meatballs somewhere near you, let a gal know how they taste. We have one more place, but I have to go there tomorrow. So I'll see y'all tomorrow at White Castle. I did it. We got some White Castle. Super pumped. Never tried White Castle before. Did get a regular slider and I got a vegetarian slider because I know people are pretty darn picky about White Castle. So I got both so you can see the difference. This is a double. I did not mean to get a double. And then this is the vegan burger. So regular burger, vegan burger. The vegan burger is definitely thicker than the regular, but let's give it a whirl. Soft, pillowy. This is regular burger. I taste mostly just bread, but It was okay. But this actually doesn't look like the Impossible Beef. It looks more like the Subway burger. I mean, the vegetarian one is tasty. It tastes nothing like a burger. It definitely tastes like vegetables because I can see the broccoli right here. I think you should get it with cheese and pickles and it would be even tastier. Let's try it without the bread. It's tastier than Subway meat. There's some edamame in here. There's some carrots in here. Not at all like regular meat. It's definitely a vegetarian burger. All right, so overall, would I recommend these plant burgers to people who are usually getting the regular hamburger? I will say only the Impossible Whopper from Burger King actually tasted like a burger. The Subway burger or Subway patty is a no-go for me. The White Castle patty, very veggie forward, but I'm into it. Good little swap-a-roo for your regular hamburger. It's gonna give you a little bit more plant power, a little bit less of that red meat. If you've tried any of these burgers or you've tried another fast food location that has a vegan or vegetarian option or plant-based option, let your girl know. I wanna try it out. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, share this with your friends, share this with your family. I'm here to make all of your nutrition dreams come true. Until next time, drink your water, eat your fruits and vegetables, and be kind to yourself and those around you. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.